Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm coming to you today from the Gaylord Hotel. We traveled here to broadcast, and then we'll be here for the live event. And I have to thank my husband who's with me for moving the desk, so you're seeing the drapery in the background instead of the bed. Always challenging when you're in a hotel room. And it also hides all the mess I have in the rest of the room. So how are we doing? Do we still have some more people in the waiting room? Yeah, it looks like we still have a couple of people logging on. I just want to thank everybody for being here. It's been so great. We've had a couple sessions and we've had really great attendance, and we're getting questions on the innovation challenge. So glad you're here to learn more about it. Right, so I'm going to kick things off. Since this is the first session we're doing on the Innovation Challenge, we've got some introductory materials for you, and then we'll have time for questions. In addition, we can hop into the lobby and answer questions. And also we have another session scheduled for tomorrow. My colleague Justin Glenn is on with me. So I don't know if you want to spotlight both of us, and maybe you are doing that. You can't see. Yeah, and Justin is with eePulse, which is a business that we are both in, and it's an HR consulting company. And Justin is really like the data guru and technology guru. He has helped on so many things, and he has been part of the ERG Summit since we started it. Justin, that's really aging you. I got that picture of you at the first one. Yeah. So really happy Justin can join us. He's in Michigan, those of you who are here this morning know my name's Theresa Welbourne, and I'm with the Center for Effective Organizations. I'm also the CEO of eePulse, and I'm also on the faculty of the University of Alabama. So I have lots of business cards. Right, we're really excited about the Innovation Challenge. And so I do a lot of research on ERGs. That's what allowed me to start the ERG Summit. And one of the things that I saw right away is that ERGs are driving innovation. So they get into their ERGs, and what we're seeing is people are so comfortable. We talk about bringing yourself to work and being able to be, your true authentic self. And I think what we're seeing is that happens in an ERG. So that allows you to share crazy ideas with people because you trust them. What we're seeing in the research is not only are ERGs coming up with innovative ideas for their ERGs, but when they go back to their day jobs, they're also bringing that confidence and those innovation skills with them. So as ERG leaders, it's a great thing for you to involve your members in, helping them also learn how to innovate. And this Innovation Challenge is going to give you access to the Startup Win tool and some other frameworks that you can use to develop your own innovation skills, and also to bring back to your membership. So we wanted to first go over just kind of what does it look like. So you can start using Startup Win now. In the emails that you've received on registration overall, there's a section of that long email that talks about getting access to Startup Win. And if you have any technology problems, if you want to put your name in the chat, we can get back to you, and we'll have time to talk about it later. But it should be pretty easy to get in. And we'll, when I'm finished with the PowerPoint, Justin's going to pull up the platform. So we'll be able to answer questions and show you what it looks like. But basically, you have from Monday to Friday of this week to work on it. Now, we're not going to take away the platform when we're done. So this is for the innovation competition. But if you want to go back and use this platform to work with your members on your idea, you can do that. And again, we're also going to be available to answer questions you have. So basically, what we're looking at it has an ability for you to brainstorm virtually, and you can bring in some of your members and write down what they're saying. And we're hoping that you will engage in something called customer discovery. And I'll talk to you about what that is. I know you're all super busy, got your day jobs, got your ERG jobs, and now you're at this conference. So we don't have high expectations as I would have of my students when I tell them to go out and do 50 interviews. But if you could talk to a few of your members and maybe an executive sponsor, that would be great. And then you have an opportunity to build out the business model canvas. And I imagine most of you won't have time to do that. but it'd be good for you to learn what it is. And it's one of those things you can use later. So you're working on your idea and the outcome is a 3-minute video of this idea that you're brainstorming. And basically you'll put the 3-minute video up on the platform and we'll show you where to do that. And then Thursday afternoon, you post your video and then you can go in and vote on your favorites. And certainly if you've got other people from your company, invite them to vote. And then we're going to pick the top 3. And it's going to be based on the ones that have the most likes. And I will show you what that means. All right, so most of the participants got the welcome email, and we set you up ahead of time. If you said yes, you were interested in doing the innovation challenge. So if you didn't know what it was and you did not sign up and you don't have access, you can still register. And this link, hey Justin, can you pop that link in the chat? You can go in with this link and just register yourself. And when you do this version of the registration, you can choose to work on your own individual idea. You can also choose to be in a random group. So people from other companies that are working together. If you did receive the information to log in and we set you up ahead of time because you said yes, you were interested, this is what you received in your email. You can go in and if you put the temporary password and change the password, you can access it on your own. Again, the only people who would not be set up is if you in the initial registration did not say you were interested. And if you have questions, feel free to use the chat. Justin can help you. Well, I think Justin can help. So once you get in, this is what things look like. So you'll be on the dashboard. So you can see that the dashboard, it's not circled, but it's in blue on that middle section. So your dashboard will give you direct access to your own idea. So I have an idea in there. So that's the sample from Theresa. So I could click on that and go to my idea. I just wanted to point out a couple other things when you're on this site. So the group feed, if you click that, and I'll show you an example, that's where you will see all the other ideas. So the cool thing about being in this is not only the chance to work on your own idea, but learn from others. I just heard this term recently that somebody said R&D stands for research and duplicate. I thought that was something I do quite a bit. I mean, don't reinvent the wheel, right? So you can go in, you can get ideas and use that to bring back to your ERGs. Also, there are some courses on here, video courses. And if you would like to learn more about the innovation process, you have access to those. And that's another opportunity for you. We also have on the site the 3 winners from last year. So when you go onto the site, you probably have to navigate down quite a bit, but if you find those, you'll see examples of one that's filled out more. So that'll give you a sense of what you're working towards. And you'll notice everybody puts up a picture. And that kind of helps to get an idea of what you're doing. So if you have, if you were a company, you'd put up your logo. But in this case, look for just a photo that you can upload that would describe what your idea is. And again, remember I showed you on the dashboard that you could click on your own idea. And if I did that, this is where I would land. So what you're looking at is this top portion, which is still navigation. And then under the idea where you see the Act Now button, that's the picture I uploaded. And then when you go in, it asks you some questions. What kind of industry are you in? What's your idea? And then just put a little bit of description of what the problem is that you're trying to solve and what your awesome solution is. And then this is the lower part of that same page. I just didn't have enough room to put it all on one PowerPoint page and have it be readable. So what you see here is that so when you go in and you start doing things, I can comment and you'll see my comment, and other people can come in and comment. You also can put notes in this customer feedback. So I'm going to talk more about that, but the idea is that you're interviewing some people and getting feedback and then post that so everybody who's working on your team can see what you've come up with. And you might be in a team of your own company, or you might be in a team that you're randomly assigned to. You also have a place to put some brainstorming notes. And then the place where we want to upload your video is under the prototype. And then if you want to use the business model canvas, you click on that canvas type, and I would recommend you use the business model canvas. There's another one it's an option. And then if you really went all out and you have a PowerPoint presentation, you can put it under the pitch deck. So, oh, I know that one of the problems people have is, where do I start? I mean, I want to come up with an idea, but I need some help. We created something called the ERG impact model. And I think this is a really good way to get started. So probably about 10 years ago, I interviewed a number of CEOs from multiple companies, DEI professionals, and others, and asked them, what exactly do they want their ERGs to do? So got back a lot of data, did some survey follow-up, and basically came up with this 9-box model. So what I heard from them was, we want you to help our individual employees. That was one bucket, the target. We want you to help our company, and we want ERGs to help our external stakeholders. And then, so I'm helping these individual groups, but what am I supposed to do? And what we pulled out of all that data was 3 buckets of work. So one is talent management, one is culture, and the other one is company vitality. So I think of that as not just culture standing still, but it's really about moving forward. And then within each of those boxes, we crossed them. We came up with questions and have been running surveys on this data on an annual basis. If you're a company that participated in the Diversity Impact Awards, this is something that you would have seen, because some of these questions are in there. But basically, at the individual level, you can see what we're asking. So one thing that's helpful is to take a look at what your company strategy is and find something that you think your ERG could contribute to, and then go to this 9-box and focus in on which one. So let's say your company is suffering from the Great Resignation. Then you might think that, well, our ERG can help on recruiting and maybe even expand that so it's retention. And so I dig deep into that bucket. And choosing is important because you can't do everything. And just to give you a sense of what we saw in some of the data, and this presentation will be recorded. These are the results that we got in the last year. So you can see that this recruiting was pretty low. And so and if you did this in your own company, which is an opportunity, then you'd be able to really focus in on what you want to improve and have some data to focus on that particular topic. The other thing I just wanted to mention is that the business model canvas is really popular, and there are a lot of resources. So if you just went and Googled the term, you would find multiple videos. There's a book out that's a really easy read. And it comes from, remember way back in the day, we used to do this in person and we had sticky notes. It's just a visual, nonlinear way of thinking about how to innovate and how to build on an idea or build a business. And a lot of companies use it. So I want to spend a minute on this idea of customer discovery. One of the things that we know from lots and lots of research is that people get an idea and they think, oh, my idea is incredibly brilliant. And they don't ask other people about it. So that's how we ended up with a lot of companies that spent much money and built products that nobody wanted. So if you can find the time doing some customer discovery, which is really a very passive way of asking people about your product, I would recommend it. So you might have an idea and a problem that you think is important, but before taking too much time, just even ask 3 people. Just go in and talk to them about the situation. So, hey, do you know about this ERG? If you don't, why haven't you learned about it? So you're not talking about your idea at first, you're looking for context. And so that's why we say listen and learn versus talk and tell. If you talk to somebody and say, hey, my idea is to come up with a new technology to make sure our ERG is mentioned every time somebody chats XYZ, well, you're just describing what you think the answer is, but learning about the ERG that way might not be the problem. So again, it's just think about how to get to know somebody a little bit better and talk about the context of the problem. And then you can see some sample questions here. And if you want to use the business model canvas, this is just a picture of what it looks like. So this one is an online version. And basically, I would say you start with the customer segment. So what is the customer that you want to solve the problem for? So is it all the employees? Is it just the people in your employee resource group? Is it your external community? And then from that, you work backwards. So you go from the customer segment, and these are filled out, but when you go into the Startup Win platform, it will have some navigation tools to help you know what to put in each one of the buckets. All right, and you do have to then do a 3-minute video and then upload the video. And on the dashboard, if you go in there, there's different different items that are uploaded, and one of them is how to do the video. So there's a presentation that can help you with that. And then the last part is voting. So that's pretty easy. Basically, you go down to this bottom section and you just hit the like button. So we're going to count likes in order to determine who wins. And we are going to announce the winners on the last day of the program. We're going to live stream the Diversity Impact Awards and the Innovation Challenge Awards. And what do you win? You win really cool stuff from USC, and we have some other sponsors that are providing us some swag. So you'll get a nice prize basket of goodies sent to your home or to your office, whatever the address is you prefer. All right, so again, just kind of reiterating, today, log into Startup Win, get a sense of it, make sure you can get in, and then decide on an idea you want to pursue. Then we would suggest find a little bit of time to do customer discovery. Now, another thing is when you're on the Forge platform, there's a chat at the bottom of the screen. You can use that to ask some questions. So your customer discovery can be interviews on people who happen to be on chat at the same time, or you can go into the lobby and also just kind of engage with some of the other people at the program. Or again, this is a great excuse to meet somebody in your company that you have not met before. You just say you're working on an innovation project, and you'd like to ask them a few questions. Continue your brainstorming, continue customer discovery, put in some notes. You know, Justin and I and Jennifer will be popping in and looking at what you're doing and provide some feedback also. And then make sure you start, I'd say on Thursday, you should finalize the idea and then get your 3-minute video done. And that should be really easy. Just use Zoom or Teams and hit the record button. You can do it with your whole group. You can have one person do it. It's up to you, but it's really just 3 minutes. And then upload the video on Thursday by 12 p.m. Pacific time, that's 3 p.m. Eastern time, and come back and see if you won. All right, again, just a summary, and this video, once again, will be available for you, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing and see if you have questions. Justin, did you want to pull up the site? The live site? Somebody asked if they could have access to these tools outside of the video. Yes, if you go into the library section on the Forge platform, we have this presentation posted. The presentation also is in Startup Win. And Justin, you can show them where that is too. And you're muted, Justin, so. Oh, Justin, need to unmute.
Oh, it muted me when I went. Okay, got it. So in Startup Win, you'll start at your dashboard. For those of you that we preloaded, you're going to have be in a team with an idea, and it will show up here in the My Ideas section. Down at the bottom of this section is the schedule, and here we can see we've got this actual presentation loaded here. We also have a couple of documents on the impact model and then creating ideas. So you're going to have kind of your work area here, but then you can also go in and see what others are doing. And that's over here in the group feed. So when you go over to the group feed, and right now everyone's pretty empty. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. And again, this is what Theresa showed, but if you go down to the very bottom, you can see a sample that Theresa set up, as well as our top 3 winners from last year. And so I would encourage everybody to go into these winners and read this portion and then go ahead and click on their prototype. And you should, some of these are YouTube links, and you should be able to link over to what their actual what their prototype, what their presentation was. So I would encourage everybody, it'd only take a few minutes to do that, but to go there and actually check out what people liked from last year, to kind of get your juices flowing as far as, all right, this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to create my my idea.
Yeah, show what the model canvas is to Justin while you're in there.
Okay. So when you're in your idea, if you go over to the model canvas, and I'm going to choose the business model canvas, you'll get this canvas. And to start with, it's pretty blank. So the first thing you need to do is add a customer segment. And when you add a customer segment, so, and I would actually encourage adding maybe a couple. So one of your customer segments might be ERG members. And give it a little description, those in my ERG. And so your idea, and now that you have that customer segment, you can now add activities specific to that customer segment. If you then add a second customer segment, like let's say company leaders, what are they getting out of this idea? In charge. So you can then in these different portions say, okay, what is the value proposition, for example?
Yeah,
you can add a value proposition for each of your customer segments.
Oh, I was gonna, sorry to interrupt. I was gonna show, yeah, if you go back. So, oh, sorry, the business model canvas. But before you type something in, the instructions are there, but they go away the minute you type something.
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to point out is that, and I can go back to the business plan, but you can also, if you're either solo or you have another good idea, you can create an additional idea.
Yeah.
And invite people to be in your group and work on that idea. So that's just right up here. And that's in both your dashboard and the group feed. And if you just want to create a business plan just to kind of go through the process of creating a business plan, you can as well do that and just create a, completely, do the full process of what putting together a business plan is. That's this Startup Win software is specifically geared around creating that. And then you'll have your business plan show up in this section. So
we have until 3:15. Does anybody have any questions on this platform? Because otherwise we'll stop sharing and just take your questions. Okay.
The last thing I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to put my email address into the chat.
Yeah.
Reach out to me at any time if you have questions on the platform or about the process. So, okay, where the ideas from the past winners, they're over in the group feed. And your group feed is going to consist of all the ideas that are currently being worked on. But if you scroll to the very bottom of it, is where you'll find an example from Theresa, and then the 3 winners from pre-2021.
So I put this note in the chat. This should be really fun. I mean, don't stress out that you have to have it all figured out by Friday, but I think, again, you're innovating, you're brainstorming. Think about engaging some of your members or the rest of your leadership team. And oh, they're saying it's spinning and not loading on when you go in individually to start at wind or what you're looking at now on the screen. I'm not sure. Okay. Justin, do you want to stop sharing now and we'll just open up?
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. We had a couple questions in the chat. We might answer them, but if you have any questions, if you can go into the reactions button and just put up your hand, that'll push you to the top of the page so we can know that you have a question or comment.
Are we that good?
All right, so let's see. Anybody have a question? Let's see if we answered everything in the chat. And if you have questions just about your ideas, not the technology, feel free to reach out to us too. All right, so we're gonna say, if somebody does. Tanya, do you have a question?
I didn't have a question. I wanted to just know I was spinning like everyone else. I actually had to close down the whole browser and restart. And finally, I was able to get up to open the startup wind and just clear it out. And I'm finally able to get in, but I couldn't before. It just kept spinning.
That also may be a function of the fact that you're in a video chat as well as accessing this tool on the web. So I would, if you continue to have that problem after you're in the video chat, let us know. But yeah, it should, you should be able to, I mean, it might take a little while to scroll down through all of the ideas that we have set up. But once you're at the bottom, once you get to the bottom where the winners are, you should be able to scroll in through the other ideas. And that's really important because when we get to voting, we want you to be able to go into each of the ideas, look at it, view their videos, and make comments and vote.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm answering some of the questions in the chat here. If you have a technology issue, can you write to Justin? And it's Justin@eePulse, PULSE.com, and he will get he'll get it to the right people. And if you're signing up now with that registration link, it is a two-part process. So you'll sign up, and then in a little bit, you'll get an email from them, from the Startup Win team, and they'll provide you with information on how to access the platform. And you can sign up for your own individual idea card. We're calling it an idea card, or you can be in a random team. I'd say go for being in a random team of people from other companies, because you'll meet some people, and that'll make it a lot more fun.
And if you do get an error message, feel free to screenshot that and send that to me. And I'll again post my email in the chat just so it's there for everyone. But yeah, if you can actually screenshot that error message that you get, that'll help us diagnose it quickly and get you in, and get you to where you want to go. All right.
All right, any other questions? We can wait here a bit. If some of you are trying to log on and you have issues, let us know. And again, just jot down Justin's email and make sure to get back to him. Looks like everybody's logging off. So for those of you who are still on, our next session starts at 12:30 Pacific time, 3:30 Eastern time, and there's 3 concurrent sessions. The Meet with Your Own ERG group is a great session. You'll people love that one. So I would say if you're an ERG leader, definitely go to that one. And then we have one for senior people who are managing all ERGs or DNI. And then also we have one on government agencies. So if you're with a government agency, make sure to participate in that. And any of the ones that you weren't able to attend are recorded. So you won't miss out too much. All right. Justin, I think I'm going to log off and go hop on to the other session and say hi to Gracie.
Okay, I'm going to stick around for a few minutes if anyone has questions. Disha, I see a couple of questions from you if you want to stick around.
Yes, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sent you an email. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like somebody just popped in. So who is it? Clara. Let's see, I don't see her. But Justin, if you get time to kind of go over some questions, and I'm gonna leave. And
Okay.
Justin, I'm leaving. Everybody, Justin's wonderful. He will be able to help you out. Thanks, Justin. Take care.
No problem. See you, Theresa.
Hi, Justin. This is Deshay.
Hi, Deshay.
So my challenge is I've gone in and I tried this earlier too, and it just asked me to submit the form. But the way that we've been instructed at Amgen is we are already broken down into virtual groups for Amgen. And so I'm in virtual group 1. So where I'm at a loss is when I go in, all I have is submit the form. I don't have the display. And earlier this morning, I didn't even, it gave me an error message when I tried to get in.
Did you receive the email? Because you would have, we set you up, I think on the 15th.
Yeah, I never received the email that they reference in the instructions.
Okay. So I will, I'll get with the tech team, because you should have, and I can, because the link we've got that we posted in this session is if you have not already been signed up.
I heard you say that.
You're signed up, and so I'll get make sure that you get that link. And so you haven't signed in at all yet.
I tried with the link that was in the instructions, the original instructions that our Amgen teams shared. And I also shared the instruction page with the other individuals that are in the virtual group with me.
Okay.
So I think all of us might need assistance. Now, the other thing that you compete with is Amgen's firewall. So it's not easy. Some of us have different firewall issues and are in different time zones.
Okay.
So I looked through all of my firewall messages, and the only thing I had was the introduction to the ERG, and I registered, and that came, and that was halted maybe about 2 days, and it just surfaced this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to make sure, because some people within Amgen will have a firewall unless you've already sent us an individual email. Like you and Theresa sent me an email prior to this. So yeah.
So okay, so where we'll start is I will I'll start by getting you those getting you the instructions and making sure that you got the right instructions, and if you can try that out. And if that works for you, great, and let me know. If it doesn't, then let me know as soon as possible. But I can send you those directly so that you've got
Yes,
them.
because I think so. Aaron Davis shared some, and I think I shared that with Vivian.
Okay,
Let me
because
go
it should
into.
have been the one that said, because the way they set everyone up is, so you log in with your email, and
Yes,
then
that's the one,
if
and I could
they-
not use it. That's the
Okay.
one. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you try that again and send me and take a screenshot of that and send it to my email address?
I sure can.
Okay, because that way we can say, okay, it's for sure this, and
Yep, I'll
should
go
make it.
to, because you replied back to me and Vivian, because Vivian thought I was trying to get a panel
Yeah.
email, and I was like, no, I'm just trying to log in from this morning. So I will pull that because it has those instructions attached to it
Okay.
that say the innovation challenge, and try that again, because the link that I have for me to go into, and it has exactly what you went over, is the https://live.startupwind.com/, is that USEERG hyphen summit?
USC.
USC.
Yep.
So, and does it have a
University of Southern
symbol in
California.
between the C?
Um,
Because I'll show you. Let me just do
Yeah.
a quick snippet so you'll see what I'm talking about, what shows on my screen. All right, I'm gonna pop this in the chat right here to you.
Okay.
Did it do it? It won't let me do it. It won't let me copy it. Give me 1 second, Justin.
All right. And Theresa, I'm checking on you now if you're still in.
Yeah, it won't let me copy it into the chat. It might be because it's a snippet.
Okay.
Yeah, but it has USC, but it has like a wave mark in between the C, which is really weird. And maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'll send it to you on email.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send it via email because I'm wondering if anybody else saw that. Okay, I'll follow up via email and then see what you think behind that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate your assistance.
No problem.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Justin. This
Hey,
is
Clara.
Clara. This is Clara. So I do have like I'm able to log in and I can
Okay.
see the team. And I don't know, you wanted to share the screen, but I can see different members on my team, which is called Engines Virtual Group 2 idea.
Okay.
So from here, as I can see some of the team members, do we need to coordinate outside, like send a chat or an invitation to meet, or?
Correct. So this is primarily like we have, as far as sessions scheduled, we have this intro session, and then tomorrow there's a question and answer session. And if necessary, we'll do another question and answer session. But right now that's all the sessions like we have scheduled. So you can use, if you've got all of your members here, you can either use the lobby, or you can use, if you have your own chat systems or email or whatnot, you can use that to coordinate things if you guys want to get together and have like a brainstorming session and whatnot.
All right. Okay. Then let me touch base with my team, and if we have questions, we will reach out to you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hey, Justin.
Yes.
This is Theresa Williams, and I just sent you my email address. Hi. So what I see is I'm in Startup Wind, and I can see where it says my dashboard, and I see group feed and documents, and etc. And I can see, for example, on my screen, and the person's name is Michelle Beaupre, and she created an idea on September 19th at 1904. But then when I scroll to the bottom, that's when it starts just spinning, and I can never get to the bottom of the ideas. So, but I just want to know, am I in the right place to see those winning ideas from last year and to see Theresa's presentation that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, so it should be in the group feed.
So when I go to group, see, now it's still spinning. So what I have to do is I have to refresh my screen to make it stop spinning.
Okay.
And then I go to group feed. When I click on group feed, it just immediately starts spinning. And all I see still is, like I said, Michelle. The first person name I see is Michelle, and then there's Lindsay, and then there's Iris, and they created new ideas.
Right.
But nothing happens for me under group feed.
Right. So as that's spinning, do you get, are you getting the scroll bar on the right side, or is that not even generating?
No, so I can scroll down, but when I scroll down, I get to the very bottom. That's when it starts spinning. Now,
Right.
now I'm still scrolling, and I see.
And it should, because we've got a number of groups.
Okay.
So it should actually do that load process
Okay.
a number of times.
Got it. Okay.
Before you get to the
So I just
very
need to
bottom.
be patient. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. All right. Thank you so much.
But when you see those, it's going to be Jeremiah Marchand, and they'll all say 2021 winner. When you see those, you're at the end.
Okay. Yes, I see Tara Parham.
Yep.
Got it. All right. Just need to be patient. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. Take care. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Hi, Justin. Great work you're doing here. So, like I shared, I'm getting an error message. I don't know what that is, so I can't even go in to see anything. So, once you're done, if you can help me with that, because I am one of the leads from Amgen as well.
Okay. Do you know what error message you're seeing?
It just says, hold on a second, let me go back to the screenshot. We encountered error while processing your request. Please try again later.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Let's see.
Do you want to add the link again to the chat? Maybe I'll try from there. I don't know, but
so let me make sure that's the. All right. So for there's the link. And your temporary password should be ERG 2022. Let me hit enter.
okay.
Sorry.
So so I guess I have to sign out and then try to sign in again. But I did. I don't know what's going on. Let me see.
Because I can definitely see your group, and I can see the Amgen is there.
Yeah.
So the one thing I would say is if you can go back into your emails and find the email that was sent out, make sure that the email address that you received it is the one that you're logging in with. So where it was sent to, because I don't know if you have a single email address or maybe aliases or whatnot, but sometimes people use their normal email address, but maybe it got sent to a different that still goes to their inbox. So make sure the email address matches, and make sure that the link that's in that email is the one that you're using, and then try registering with that, because it should it should, when you sign in, then go to a page that essentially makes you reset your password. But
Okay.
once you've done that, you'll be able to log in and get in.
So Vivian is meant to have sent an email, right? And that's the email. Let me speak closer. So Vivian is meant to have sent an email, right? And the link in her email is what I'm supposed to use to access the page. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And it's not the live.startupwind.com/USC-ERG-summit.2022. That's not it?
It should be, but I know there's also another, like, there's another way to
Okay.
get in. There's like, that's our pseudonym. And then there's an actual, like, the email often has a link that's a little bit more complex.
Okay. So I emailed her. So let me hear if she has anything for me, and then thank you.
No problem.
Excuse me, Justin, excuse me. I used the password, the default password given. It did not give me an opportunity to set up a new one, but I'm on this dashboard page.
Okay.
Am I supposed to be actually joining into a breakout room with a group of people, or?
So if you're on the my dashboard page, under my ideas, do you see an idea that you're in?
Under my ideas, I see, yes, I do.
Okay, so that's the idea, and that's the group that you're working with. So if you click on that, you can actually go into that idea. You'll see the group that you're working with. You can go to the network and see that. And you know, there's at that point you can figure out how is best for you guys to connect.
Okay. All right.
And you know, kind of start brainstorming and whatnot.
Okay.
So
wonderful. Thank
sense?
you. I will do that. Thank you.
Great.
Bye-bye.